In every facet of the game, West came up big when it mattered most.
His nickname was Mr. Clutch. He carried that moniker well because every time we were in that situation, boom, he'd make the shot.
Jerry West once averaged 46 points a game for an entire playoff series. That's still the most ever in NBA history.
Simply one of the great ones. He was the silhouette for a reason. We know that he was a champion. We know all those times he was going to the finals. We know that he was relevant to the game of basketball literally from the 60s until he passed away.
How did Jerry West become known as Mr. Clutch in the NBA? After diving deep into NBA archives, I found the top performances that define Jerry West's career. So stay tuned because in this video, we're going to unpack his most iconic and clutch moments. Jerry West, an NBA legend, he didn't just play the game, he defined it. Known as Mr. Clutch, his ability to deliver under pressure was legendary. And today, we're going to explore the performances that earned him this iconic nickname, shedding light on the moments that made him a hero on the hardwood. West entered the NBA in like 1960, drafted by the Minneapolis Lakers, who would soon become known as the Los Angeles Lakers that we all know today. From his very first game, it was clear that West was special. But it wasn't just his scoring ability or his defensive presence that stood out. It was his knack for being a dog and performing under pressure.
That's who I am, but I was not afraid. And today, again, I was getting at the players that are drafted today, and everyone, competitive people, the word dog comes up a lot. That guy's a dog. That guy, well, I was a wolf, okay? I used to eat dogs.
One of the earliest signs of his clutch gene came in a regular season game in 1962. The Lakers were down by 2 points with only a few seconds left. Let's call for the inbound pass, dribbled up the court, and you already know, mid-range jumper as the clock ran down to 0. And we all know how that story ends. West would send the game into overtime, and his ice-cold demeanor in that moment hinted at the greatness that was just yet to come. And the truth is, it wasn't just his clutch performances that wowed the crowd. They also translated into success for his team and his squad. In the 1965 Western Division Finals, the Lakers faced the Baltimore Bullets. I know. None of us ever heard of the Baltimore Bullets, but with the series all tied, all came down to Game 7. Once the game started and time began running out, you already know West took control. He would go off for 42 points, leading the Lakers to a decisive victory and securing their spot in the NBA Finals. And this ability to step up in crucial moments made him an invaluable asset to the Lakers, helping them reach the finals multiple times throughout his career. While they didn't always come out with the dub, West's performance always kept the Lakers consistently competitive. Perhaps the most iconic moment in his career came in Game 3 of the 1970 NBA Finals against the New York Knicks. The Lakers down by 2 points and just seconds left on the clock, West took an inbound pass at half court. Without hesitation, he launched a 60-foot jumper. As soon as the buzzer went off, the game was tied and sent into overtime by Jerry West. Although the Lakers end up losing that game, that shot is forever etched in NBA history, and we all know that. Maintaining composure under pressure is what separated West from many of his peers. He had almost like a crazy ability to remain calm, even with the stakes pretty high. Teammates really talked about his focus during critical moments, and it was as if the chaos around him always faded away, leaving only the task at hand. And West was about to get buckets. If you don't believe me, there's one story from the 1969 NBA Finals. In Game 7 against the Boston Celtics, West was battling not just the Celtics but also an injury. Despite being in visible pain, he played all 48 minutes and recorded a triple-double with 42 points, 13 rebounds, and 12 assists. Sheesh. Although the Lakers lost the game and the series, his performance earned him the Finals MVP, the only time in NBA history that a player from a losing team has won that award. And the craziest part about West was it wasn't just raw talent, it was really strategy and technique. One of his key strategies was to always stay prepared. One of the guys around the league said he was known for rigorous practice routines, often staying on the court long after his teammates had left. He was quoted to practice every possible game scenario, ensuring that when the time came, he was ready to make the shot. Another skill that benefited West was his quick jumper. He had one of the fastest and most accurate jump shots in the game, which allowed him to get his shot off even under intense defensive pressure. This became valuable in clutch situations where every fraction of a second counted. And we all love the comparisons, but it's kind of hard when we're talking about players like Michael Jordan and Kobe being celebrated for game-winning shots. I mean, West was consistent over his career, which kind of sets him apart. And while his playing days might be behind him, his influence on the game is far from over. During his years as an executive, he continued to shape the NBA and build championship teams like the Golden State Warriors. While we won't see him on the court again, his legacy as Mr. Clutch will continue to inspire players and fans alike. Where do you rank Jerry West on your all-time NBA list?